Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bomber Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfella, Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you, get 18% off. We out. All right, man, we back. Goodfella Sports TV. Billy Joe Saunders started a war of words with Jermell Charlo. They 2 weight classes apart right now, so I know Jermell said he ain't moving up. He wants to keep that separation between him and Jermall, his twin, and Billy Joe Saunders. This is a grade A troll, but let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, and yeah, don't forget to check out our boxing news playlist. But that would be an interesting fight, Billy Joe and Jermell. You know, I would probably still favor Jermell, kind of being a smaller fighter in weight classes. But ever since Billy Joe had that performance versus David Lemieux and he got popped for Oxenfree versus Demetrius Andrade and stopped that fight, he just ain't really been looking like a world-class fighter. You know what I'm saying? He ain't been really looking like, you know, as fluid or slick as he used to. He looked very, very hittable, but he been wanting to run his mouth but not take the big fights, all right? But he goes out and says that, you know, I don't know what made him say this, but off a burner account. So a burner account, you know, basically started some bull jive between them. He laughs at you a bum, you won't box, no one. I don't believe even now which mistake of a brother you are, but I'll slap you, boy. Now, you believe Billy Joe Saunders gonna slap him? He didn't even spar that kid that what was it, Ammo Williams? I don't even think they end up linking up to spar. And I believe Billy Joe was in America for a while too. They could have linked up. But all this started from a burner account. This clearly says Charlo's burner account. It doesn't have a blue check mark there as well. But Billy Joe Saunders ain't trying to fight nobody, bro. At all. You know what I'm saying? And the Charlos can't fight who they want to fight. Jermell already said they pick their opponents. All right, but this is what Jermell had to say. He said, "You dumb B, let me know when you in America again. I got a surprise for you and your son." Oh, he put his son in it. You know what I'm saying? And then Billy Joe basically went on to say what he said. So I don't know why you got to bring the kid in. I know the kid, you know, kicked Willie Monroe in the nuts and shit, and Willie Monroe soft ass ain't do nothing. And after that fight, a lot of American boxing fans lost respect for Willie Monroe. But my whole thing is this. Ain't nobody going to do nothing. Ain't nobody going to run into each other. I mean, how many times have you seen fighters get into a fight on the street? Only the real one, Mike Tyson and Mitch Green. That's the only time. I mean, you seen Riddick Bowe piece my mans up at the press conference. But legitimately, how many times have you seen fighters throw down in the street? Say, fuck the ring. I mean, how many times have you seen these dudes meet up and say, you know what, let's spar, let's get in the ring, I'm going to meet you in sparring. How many times? Tank and Ryan went back and forth and talking about sparring each other. It didn't happen. So these dudes see these dudes in the street. This ain't no beef. This ain't when I guarantee when I see you and I see you. This ain't that. You know, then he said, I don't give a F or no anybody think I'm really about that life. He ain't gonna do nothing either. Guaranteed, bro. If they see each other in the street, ain't no fight gonna break out. Too much money to be lost and too much money to be made. You know, it would be killing me. These dudes do all this lip boxing and tongue boxing on the net. But when it's time to put the signature on the contracts or it's time to make the fight, everybody want to ask for extraordinary money and extraordinary amenities and stuff of that nature. You know what I'm saying? These dudes are 2 weight classes apart. It ain't shit gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Even when his other brothers changed words with Billy Joe Saunders a year ago. The Charlos can't do what they want to do, even though they quote unquote their own boss, right? And Billy Joe Saunders ain't gonna fight nobody. This is true. He didn't want to fight Canelo, whatever that went down. You know, him and Jermall had some words, that didn't happen. Him and Golovkin, that didn't happen. You know, so, you know, for some reason, all the big fights always fall out for Billy Joe Saunders. Would I like to see this fight at 160 between him and Charlo? Yeah, that'd be a good fight, for sure. But I think Charlo would take it. You know, Billy Joe Saunders, ever since he just fought David Lemieux, that guy never show up again. That was the one fight he showed up. He looked good. That's going to be his climax fight. That's going to people say that's Billy Joe at his best. sticking and moving, on the toes, not taking the deep breath, not losing no stamina, just straight boxing lesson. If he can find that Billy Joe Saunders will outpoint Jermell Charlo with his emotional, supercharged attitude. It would. But he may not be able to find that Billy Joe Saunders again. And we know why. I'll leave it at that. For Jermell, I mean, if his brother move up to 60 and he can meet Billy Joe Saunders back at 68, why not? That's a good fight. That's a great stylistic fight for you. You got a guy that don't have stamina, right? A guy that's there that's kind of, if his legs ain't moving, he kind of slick, but he there to be hit. Jermell should be able to get Billy Joe Saunders clean the fuck up out of there. He a stronger fighter. I think he'd be probably the bigger puncher at 60. You know what I'm saying? And I think, down the stretch, he'll be the stronger fighter. He has stamina. So, it'll be a fight that I'll be interested in. I think he should beat Billy Joe Saunders. I never held Billy Joe Saunders in high regard. The David Lemieux fight was like, damn, I didn't know he was that good. When I seen him fight Eubanks, it was sloppy. When I seen him fight Okova, he looked out of shape and terrible. When I seen him fight in that YouTube undercard in November, he looked terrible. You know what I'm saying? He not looking like the same fighter. Even when he fought for the WBO belt in that terrible fight at 68, he looked terrible. Golovkin should be able to beat him. Canelo should be able to beat him. Both Charlos should be able to beat him. Demetrius Andrade, I think him and Andrade would be a nasty, sloppy fight, but Andrade should be able to beat him. Like, ever since, that Lemieux fight, he ain't looked the same. But we got these dudes going back and forth and nothing going to come from it. It's just a whole bunch of tongue boxing, whole bunch of lip boxing. Ain't nobody going to do shit. The Charlos can't do nothing without Al signing off on it, and Billy Joe seemed not to want to fight nobody. Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, he just seemed not to get those fights. And that's the truth. He talking about, well, I could beat Canelo. Canelo wait till December. If I box Canelo and he comes to the UK, if I lose, he can keep the money. I'm that confident I'll beat him. This, that, and the third. I doubt it. I truly doubt it. These dudes won't even go in there and take a 51-49% split. Everybody think they're the Don Dada. Everybody think they're the Hukahana. Everybody think they're the king in boxing. Everybody smelling themselves like they it. And all them dudes gonna do is destroy boxing. That's it. That's all they gonna do. They egos, and they gonna fuck it up for the next generation to get that money. They gonna take boxing back to the dark ages. But Jermell, very emotional. He said, when I see him, let me know when you're in America. I'm going to do this, that, and the third. When you was face-to-face with Billy Joe Saunders, with Demetrius Andrade, all you did was talk. That's it. Ain't nobody scared of that loud talking, veins popping out your neck. Everybody ain't intimidated. When you seen Tank, y'all was supposed to put Tank dick in the dirt, which we know y'all couldn't because y'all had to make that money on that card. All you did was talk. Charlo ain't gonna do shit because he ain't stupid enough to fuck his money up. You hit Billy Joe Saunders gonna sue you and try to press charges. You know how them people do. You feel me? They play the victim role, talk all that shit. We see it every day on the internet. To say the N-word and be belligerent and be racist, and then as soon as a black person haul off in their shit, they want to play the victim. We already know how that go. I wouldn't even entertain Billy Joe Saunders. You get in negotiation with Billy Joe, he end up asking for some astronomical price or whatever it may be. I wouldn't pay that fool no attention. None whatsoever. None. That's a waste of the Jermell Charlo time. We know if it was up to Charlo, that Charlo fight anybody, anytime, any place. We can't say the same thing about Billy Joe. He still ain't got no fight. You know what I'm saying? He got that WBO 68-pound belt. Ain't doing nothing with it. Tomorrow, I'll slap both of you. Which mistake are you? This, that. Well, let's make it two. Let's make a 1 and 2. All right, 1 and 1. Whatever you call it. Let's get you versus Big Charlo. If you beat Big Charlo, then we can fight Small Charlo. But I don't think he get past Big Charlo at this point either. Jermall been to smash his ass. But we'll see what he do with Sergey Derevyanchenko. But hey, let me know what you guys think about Billy Joe and Charlo going back and forth. Like I said before, if they can meet at 160, that's something that I'd be interested in. But we know Billy Joe Saunders ain't about that life. I think Jermell will fight anybody once he saw up his responsibilities at 154 pounds. But don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal is in the description. Cash App, CJ Good 313. PayPal link there as well too. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you guys think about Jermell and Billy Joe Saunders potentially fighting. Who would you have if they fought at 160? Y'all know what the business is. One time for the one time. It's your boy CJ Goodfella, Goodfella Sports TV. We gone.